It's time for Eco Buzz. That's right, where we find out a little bit about what folks around Malaysia and beyond are doing in terms of sustainability issues, conservation, caring for environment, so on and so forth. One of, if not the most prominent groups which is doing that, EcoKnights. And today I'm talking to Fadly Bakhtiar, who is the program director of EcoKnights +++. How are you, man?
This is so great. I'm so pumped today. I just had my cup of coffee.
Nice.
How are you doing?
I am good, thank you. EcoKnights is, of course, synonymous with doing a lot of work and awesome work, I have to say, when it comes to, creating awareness and basically getting people to participate. I think that is that key point in the work that you guys do, yeah?
Right.
Nights of Nature is something that occurs every year.
Every year, yes.
Tell us a little bit before we go into the 2018 edition of it.
Okay, so Nights of Nature started somewhere in 2000, if I can still remember, in 2010. That was our first edition. It started because we want to create something that can reach out to youth in Malaysia. As you know, when we started in 2010, there's not I think the environmental issues awareness are still very on the low end, and we see the trend is moving up. So the camp, the objective of the camp is to empower and enrich the youth of Malaysia, especially in the range of 18-25 university students, young adults, to be more involved or start in environmental projects or initiatives or movement in their local community or even beyond.
Right.
So when it started, we suppose there's not enough platform for them to be a little bit more involved within their groups. And also, we believe in a borderless classroom where learning doesn't necessarily happen within the four walls of a building. So when we organize it the first time, up until now, we always organize it in a place where it's close to nature as well.
Right.
So we have some classroom activities or sessions, and we also have outdoor activities where they either learn, they experience, they have hands-on activities and so on. Yeah.
Okay, so it is a camp for those who are not familiar with it.
It is a camp, yes.
Like you said, the first edition, 2010 thereabouts.
Yep.
And what do they basically do at a camp? It's hands-on experience, and actually most camps are like that.
Yeah, yes.
But in this particular case, of course, there's that environment twist to things.
Yes, of course, because EcoKnights is an environmental organization. Our focus is in not just environment, but also in youth development as well as community engagements and volunteerism. So I think the camp has evolved in few phases over the past 8 years, I would say. The first few years started with more awareness. So the camp participants were more involved in learning and awareness. So we invited a lot of speakers or experts in different industries of environment, energy, waste management, even some public figures in environmental sectors to share with the youth, to give the youth a bit more empowerment of their experience on how they started their own NGOs or initiatives.
Right.
And then it moved to a little bit more of group activities where they have to start doing some volunteer work. And then now I think in the 14th edition, this year would be like the 14th camp that we've organized over the past 8 years, is we want to have something that is not only provide the participant with tools or knowledge through activities, through group discussions and whatnot, also to give them real hands-on experience where we work with a particular community within the camp area to support in their project, environmental eco project, and also to empower them so that they know that they have some knowledge and skills or tools that they can use to run their own project. But they also work on a real life project. That means supporting some real life project. And then what we hope that after that they have more idea on how they can start doing their own project themselves.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, so it's evolved from just sort of taking information from
sharing
experts and sharing expertise and all, to actually being not just hands-on but applying the knowledge immediately to a project that currently is it's enabled.
Yep. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A live project, shall we say?
Yes.
Yeah. So today, or rather this year, excuse me, the Knights of Nature 2018 is the Malaysia Marine and Heavy Engineering Knights of Nature, right? I assume they're coming in as part of their CSR program.
Yes, we've worked with them for the past 6 years already. They've been supporting our projects in Johor because they are, of course, the HQ is in KL, but Malaysia Marine and Heavy Engineering, their base is in Pasir Gudang. So we've worked with them for 6 years already in various environmental projects, eco projects, CSR project in Johor particularly because they want to benefit the Johorian, especially the youth.
Right.
So last year is when we started this volunteer work where the participant had to go and do some beach cleanup and also some mangrove planting. So this year we want to also create more impact to the local community where we work with a youth environmental education club in Johor, where the participant will join this youth club in Johor and help them with their project.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right, and we'll talk about more details on that, of course, yeah?
Sure.
Okay, but first, let's take a quick break right now and return for it. More on the Knights of Nature 2018 program that Fadly was referring to, particularly in the immediate timing, as well as find out more about the details of the camp itself, yeah?
Yep.
When we come back in just a few moments on Eco Buzz.
You can think you could get free, think you won't need me, that you're gonna get you something better, but you know that we're in this forever. And you can think you can walk out even if you're doubt, but you know that we're in this together. You can try to push me from you, nothing you do can pull us apart, 'cause it's too late, there's no escape, might as well face it. Maybe we're stuck with each other, ain't nothing you can do about it. It's been too long, this is too strong, guess we belong here. Maybe you're stuck with each other, stuck in love with each other.
Yeah, now I can't say I would not care if you were not there. Tell myself that I'd be fine without you, but I die if I was not around you. And I can't try to convince you I don't need to be with you, but my only thoughts are thoughts about you. What can I do? Love is like glue, there's no way to tear our hearts apart.
'Cause it's too late, there's no escape, might as well face it. Maybe we're stuck with each other, ain't nothing I can do about it. It's been too long, this is too strong, guess we belong here. Maybe we're stuck with each other, stuck in love with each other. There's nothing I'd rather do than stick with you forever. Can't think of nothing better than being stuck with you. 'Cause it's too late, there's no escape, might as well face it. Maybe we're stuck with each other, ain't nothing we could do about it. It's been too long, too late, might as well face it, baby. Stuck with each other, stuck in love with each other. 'Cause it's too late, there's no escape, might as well face it. Maybe we're stuck with each other, ain't nothing we can do about it. It's been too long, this is too strong, guess we belong here. Maybe we're stuck with each other, stuck in love with each other. 'Cause it's too late, there's no escape, might as well face it.
Might as well face it, baby.
Stuck with each other, stuck in love with each other. Ain't nothing gonna stop me and you, 'cause you know we just stuck like glue. Yeah.
Ain't nothing we can do.
We stuck in love with each other.
Welcome back to Eco Buzz. Kong Yu with you on the show and talking this morning to Fadly Bakhtiar, Program Director of EcoKnights, about Nights of Nature 2018, which happens more than once, depending on how things go for that particular year, scheduling as well as sponsorship, of course.
Yes.
So Nights of Nature 2018 is going to be the first for the year.
Yes,
I believe.
first for the year, yes.
Okay, and tell us more about the actual details about where it's going to be held. Who is it open to, and how can people apply to be part of the program, so on and so forth?
Okay, right. So this year, the 14th edition of Nights of Nature will be held in Johor because of our partnership with our long-term partner, Malaysia Marine and Heavy Engineering Holdings Berhad. This year will be organized for the second time in Tanjung Piai Resort, which many of you perhaps know or may not know that it's the most southern tip of the continent.
Right.
So it's really interesting where you get to go to like the most southern tip of the of the continent. So
Of the landmass.
of the landmass.
The entire landmass.
So it's kind of like a monumental place, if you think about it. Like you're at the end
Correct.
of the whole big land.
Yeah, that's a reason to go.
Yeah,
by itself.
Yeah, because I think it's historical because it's something that I think is quite big. Although not many people know that they have also a national park there. It's Taman Negara Tanjung Piai.
Okay.
So we organize it in one of the resort. Of course, we have activities over there, and it will be held from the 16th until 19th of August. So now we are still opening the application for the youth from between the age of 18 until 25. But that shouldn't deter others from trying their luck as well. That means if you are
Slightly
more than
out of age
it,
range.
or maybe just finish your XPM or like not 18, why
Right.
not? If you have that passion, if you have that drive to start something, you can. And the whole idea is to mainly two things, which is to inspire the participants to use the knowledge that we share with them and the experience that we provided to create an impact in their community in the future, or the community that they are actually working already. That means if they have projects that are already do, they can come and enhance their experience and their knowledge. The second is we also want to connect the like-minded youth with each other to create the network, especially in Johor, because when you talk about environmental youth volunteerism, mainly more focused in Klang Valley. So we're not very concerned about the programs, activities, the type of people or even the youth that are active in Klang Valley. But that's why we are reaching out to Johor, because we want to connect this, and because Johor is going through a lot of developments as well.
Right.
And it's of course bordering with another country, and you see a lot of issues that could rise from all these developments and the change of socioeconomic. So there is a need for the youth to be updated, to be connected within these like-minded people, including EcoKnights, so that they can bounce off ideas, so that they can share their concerns, so that they can find more things or more ways, more creative ways to achieve a certain goals that they want, to save their community or to enhance, to improve the environment, to improve their livelihood.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And I think a lot of the projects that are being worked on these days, compared to say the earlier days of the whole environmental movement in Malaysia, is with community work.
Yes.
And you're actually going and doing this work at the communities that need assistance, for example, or maybe just a little bit of tweaking with how they manage their day-to-day life and livelihood, to make sure it's more on a sustainable basis, and also to sort of bring up the socio-economic conditions of that particular area as well, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So this year we are working with this one group called Club Alami. So Club Alami is an environmental education club based in Mukim, Tanjung Kupang in Johor. So they were formed by the group of local youth there. So it's a fishing village where they are trained as habitat experts, and they're scientifically monitoring seagrass and mangrove habitats and working as ecotourism guides as well. So these are a group of young people who are inspired and empowered to do something in their village where they live in, to start their own entrepreneurship business or projects to support the ecotourism and also to support their livelihood. So they have trained themselves, and also by getting training from different partners, and now they have their own outfit or their own team that runs ecotourism activities and conservation as well. So I've been to their center in Tanjung Kupang for the past 2 years, and it's amazing. They've been collecting all the samples of insects and species, and even like say dead snakes that were found, and then they what do you call it?
It's preserved.
They preserve it, and then they show it so that people can come and learn about this species, because they have been going through a lot of developments there. So hopefully not, but if one day that there's no more of these species around, they have all these collections of archives. So that's one, and they also do mangrove habitat monitoring and whatnot. So they are really trying to save or protect their village. So I think this is so inspiring, and we want to bring these participants this year to the Mukim, to their center, so to learn and also to do some volunteering programs, and also help them. I hope we can help them build some small sheds for their community, for their club. You know, instead besides doing the volunteer work outside, we also want to help this Club Alami by uplifting their facilities. You know, so then the youth, the participants will. We hope that the participants will realize that it's not easy to start something like this, but the support from just anyone, the public, will boost their motivation.
Yeah, and I think it's perfect as well, because we have activities like that, ongoing in school. You talk about up to secondary school, for example. I'm not quite sure the extent of which, but definitely when I was growing up, there was that spirit of like, okay, you're going to start a club. Back in the day, it may not have been so much environmental influence, but you got to work together, and you got to do the work, and it actually results in something.
Yes,
like photography club people come together and create a dark room. For example, I remember doing that. So in this case, it's the same, but beyond the secondary school boundaries, because in that age group, 18 to 25, people may not necessarily be doing that sort of activities much at all.
I mean, I can relate to you. Perhaps we come probably in the same generations
or overlapping generations.
Yeah, because I was thinking that we didn't have many things that distract us that time, especially no phones, not enough games, whatever that people are doing now. So we have to fill our time with things. That's why we go out. We climb the trees. We go out, play football, go to the park, whatever. And we help as well, with the school activities. Now, I think there's less attachment to society. So people are being more individualistic.
Correct.
They also always do things on their own.
And they're too tied to the gadgets.
And the way they contribute is maybe just towards, like commenting and whatnot. So we want to try and bring this again. So if you're not used to community thing, you're not used to helping people, you should come and try to have this sort of community attachment, involvement again. And the best thing is because it's the same group of age with hopefully the same like-minded people, and also us. We hope that it will be useful, it will be impactful, and will be fun as well as eye-opening, so that they can continue to do this kind of projects beyond the camp.
Here with Fadly Bakhtiar, Program Director of EcoKnights, about Knights of Nature Camp 2018 happening in August. More details, as well as several sharings of the previous success stories or projects that have gone out and developed beyond Knights of Nature as well. Back in a bit, right here on EcoBuzz.
Maybe I'ma get a little anxious. Maybe I'ma get a little shy. Cause everybody's trying to be famous, and I'm just trying to find a place to hide. All I wanna do is just hold somebody, but no one ever wants to get to know somebody. I don't even know how to explain this. I don't even think I'm gonna try. And that's okay. I promise myself one day I'ma tell them all that you can either hate me or love me, but that's just the way I am. I'ma tell them don't deserve this. Life ain't nothing like it was before. Cause all I wanna do is just hold somebody, but no one ever wants to get to know somebody. If you go and look under the surface, baby, I'm a little insecure. That's okay, you know that's okay. Myself one day. I'ma tell them all that you can either hate me or love me, but that's just the way I am. I'ma tell them all that you can either hate me or love me, but that's just the way I am. 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 No, that's just the way I am. I'ma tell them all that you can either hate me or love me, that's just the way I am. Yeah, this is what you wanted. Oh, this is what you wanted. Yeah, this is what you wanted. Oh, this is what you wanted. Everybody's trying to be famous, and I'm just trying to find a place to hide. I'ma tell them all that you can either hate me or love me, but that's just the way I am. I'ma tell them all that you can either hate me or love me, but that's just the way I am. I'm a little anxious, and maybe I'm a little scared, cause everybody's trying to be famous, and now that's just the way I am. I'ma tell them all that you can either hate me or love me, but that's just the way I am.
With more than 500 species of flora and fauna.
It's Southeast Asia's only tropical spice garden.
Visit Penang 98.7.
Traxx FM.
We're now live in Kuala Lumpur. Yes, the studios of Traxx FM calling you on Eco Buzz with Fadly Bakhtiar of EcoKnights talking about Nights of Nature 2018 event or a camp actually that has gone on since around 2010 thereabouts. They're about to go into their 14th, I believe, edition of it. That is in August. So many developments and so much evolution we mentioned, right, about Nights of Nature since then.
Yes, I mean, I had a flashback because I was involved in even from the first camp
Yeah,
back in 2010.
Yeah, you had that smile on your face as well.
Yeah, I still remember the first camp that we had in 2010 in Uluhati in Ululangat,
Right.
Selangor. Yes, it's
It just came back to you, yeah?
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't think that when we started that, or even when Yasmin and Yasmin especially, she planned this, and in fact, this is quite surreal. It's actually the camp actually was kind of like designed by an intern. So an intern who came and interned in EcoKnights, and we told her, I still remember her name, Chin Lee, and she designed it. You know, we said we want to do a camp, and this is the sort of camp that we were thinking, and she designed, and then we made it happen despite an idea and the support from an intern. So we do believe in the power of youth, the power of young people who is inspired or who's willing to do something to make to improve the livelihood of people. You know, to open the minds of the youth. And one of the earliest or the first camp participants, Lukman, he came in. He was 15 years old then, or 15 years old then, and he participated in the first camp. And now he's our graphic designer. He came again after like 6-7 years, and then he said that I want to join EcoKnights and I want to do something.
That's great.
Yeah, and we had a few more. One of our officer, Nabila, was also the participant from the second or the third camp, if I'm not mistaken. And then now she's our officer, and we have another one which was the first camp in Johor back in 2013, if I'm not mistaken, or 14. Safwan, and he's now an officer in the Majlis Bandaraya Iskandar Puteri in Johor, and now we're working with him on an environmental project with the local authority there.
Perfect.
So when I saw him late last year, I felt like, okay, so if this is what we're doing, and these people are now actually working and doing projects with the government or even corporates or even community that has something to do with improving the livelihood of the people, then we must be doing something right.
Yeah.
So that's probably like 3 of the examples that I have. Of course, we won't claim that it's because of our camp.
Right.
But when I think about it again, it allows what we do, what I personally, even what we're trying to emulate is our philosophy in the camp, is that we want to create this very safe zone where youth can share their mind. Because that's what we observe whenever these participants come. A lot of them, they are shy.
Mm-hmm.
They want to do something, they're shy. They don't. They're a bit conservative in the way they think. They don't want to say things. They have a lot of ideas, but they're not very confident.
Right.
So, but we know they're brilliant. So we want to create that. It takes us, these 3-4 days of the camp for them to start having their minds more think freely. So they can say something that they're really concerned about. They share their deepest concerns and they share some ideas that I believe it's brilliant. Maybe it's not possible now, but if they keep working on that, perhaps they will achieve it. So I think that's what the essence of the camp is to have more young people to be able to express their concerns, their ideas in the group that is respected by everyone else in the camp. And then we try to give them some sort of guidance or solutions, or even connect them with the right people so that they can proceed. So that it's not just beyond the camp. And so it's not just within the camp.
Within the camp, yeah. I mean, that's perfect. I mean, the outlet for the youth to express themselves is a great thing. And also the exposure towards the issues and the direct hands-on experience.
Yep.
Because a lot of times, especially when you come to urban or city folk,
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, majority of the time we are very good at commenting, and for those of us who are maybe hopefully slightly more aware, beyond commenting, of course, we've got real suggestions and ideas, but it is never the true picture until you get down to the ground and you get to check out the experience itself.
Yeah, I think we're a bit more compulsive, reactive. When we hear something, we immediately want to jump. So I think we should have some buffer where there will be more discussions with people that we can respect, so that we can have a bit more toned down and a fair judgment and views. And another one thing that I think is very important with the camp is that we also have programs, or we have sessions such as project management, public speaking, and we work with DHL Malaysia. They are trainers, and they supported us by providing this training to during the camp to the participants, and we see the changes. Some of them really, like last year, some of them never talk, like they don't talk. We know that they want to say something, but they're very concerned about how they would speak and whatnot. So because the trainers from DHL came and helped them, guide them towards coming up with ideas on how to speak, and during the presentation session on the last day, with the presence of some of these invited guests of honors, and we were impressed with some of them. I feel like they never realize, these youth, some of them, they don't realize that they can do it. So we want to try and give them or inject some sort of confidence and the support that they need. And also of course the development of leadership skills, and also we want to make sure that they can think critically, going back to what we talked about earlier, so something to do with thinking more critically towards a problem, towards an issue, without jumping towards the conclusion, without having this discourse. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yep.
So fast forward 8 years now that we've gone through all that, and it is like you said, it's nostalgic to think about the evolution of the camp and what that's sort of led to, and all those nice repercussions of it. Yeah, but
I feel old.
That's the slight drawback of being too nostalgic.
Yes.
Okay,
you're right.
So the upcoming edition in August will be at Tanjung Piai in Johor, which is the southernmost tip of the whole landmass that forms Peninsular Malaysia and the whole everything else up north.
Yep.
So that's going to be, it's going to be an amazing experience, I'm sure, for the people who are in the camp. What do you hope for this year's camp? What in terms of achievement, goals, objectives, any targets?
Well, again, our hope is that we will get the people who wants to challenge themselves. You know, when we see another observations that we see is that people who always go for camps like this, they either adventurous, that means they always want to do it, or they feel like they've been in that comfort zone for too long. You know, we always been with our group of friends that always think the same way, but we always feel like we are meant for something bigger.
Right.
So we want this, whoever that's listening, you know, the parents or even the lecturers, whoever that's listening to this, if you can just talk to the youth or the group of people that you are, that you know, these people are the ones that we want, because we really believe that they can do something, that they can challenge themselves and be beyond that. They can still stick within the group of the friends that they have, but they can also be beyond that.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And last but not least, before we wrap up, for more information, let's just recap some of where they can find out more information on the camp. Of course, EcoKnights has their Facebook page, but for Knights of Nature 2018, applications as well as details, where should they go?
So the Knights of Nature, you can still apply as participants on our official website. It's knightsofnature.my, KNIGHTSOFNATURE.my, or our Facebook, EcoKnights Facebook. Of course, just type EcoKnights and you'll find it. The application, I think, is still open for another week. One more week. It's still open for one more week. And
Perfect.
It's only limited to 35 participants. I think for now we almost receive more than 35 applications already. So we will choose the most suitable or the qualified ones. So you still have time, and it's all funded. It's fully funded. That means the whole camp is fully funded. The only thing that you need to do is to figure out how to go to the meeting point of the camp. So yeah,
Perfect. Yeah. Perfect opportunity. So if you are listening in, you're interested, you know what to do. Check out all the information. And as Fadly was saying, if you're a parent or maybe sibling, mentor, please do encourage the appropriate youth around you to actually participate more in all of these activities.
Yes, I can assure you it'll be an experience that you will never forget.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Nights of Nature 2018 happening soon in August. Meanwhile, thank you so much, Fadly.
Thank you so much, Kong Yu.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Good catching up with you.
Yes, you too.
Yes, and wrapping up the interview as well as the hour. Noon news updates up sharp at noon. After that, we'll head into the PM hours of Traxx Momentum. Stay tuned.
Just stop looking for love, girl.